Hello everyone, my name is Javon Crawford with Alpha 3, and today we will be showing you how to quickly analyze your first deal by determining ARV in your max offer when purchasing investment properties. So the first thing you want to do is get access to the internet and go to Google search and put in the word Redfin. Redfin is a real estate website that is free to the public, which help you to determine comps and see listings on the MLS throughout the United States. So the first thing you want to do is click on Redfin. So this is the Redfin website, as you can see. They have a search bar here. So whatever location, whatever city you're in, you can put in a particular address. If you know the subject address, you can put in the actual village. So for this purpose, I will put in a particular address. So I'm putting in 4341 Fairview Avenue. Which it pops up here. So 4341 Fairview Avenue, which is a city in the Chicago area, which is about 30 minutes away from Chicago, 4341 Fairview. So this particular property is a property that our company owns. And as you can see, currently now Redfin estimate is $135,926. It says the property was sold back in March 24th, 2016 for $100,000. When we purchased the property, it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath at 800 square feet. So the property is no longer have 800 square feet. We added and put a new addition to the property. But just to show you what's on the market. So this is how the property look. When we purchased the property, you can see any major updates. Got hardwood floors, baseboard. This is one of the bathrooms. So whenever you go into Redfin, you can search and get all the information that you need, which is available to you, which they give you the listing price, they give you the bedroom, sometimes they give you the square footage, and they also show you the estimate properties that sold in 2016, and there are times where they also give you the comps. As you can see below, they have a property that sold 4529 Fairview, which is down the street. They have another property, 4334 Prospect Avenue. Then when you go here to the map have different properties that sold near your property. So your property is the one with the little icon here. And they have a property that's close to you, A, D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And it's all within that area. Now, personally, I do not like for Redfin to choose the comps for me because sometimes they do not give the correct comps for your property. You want comps that's very similar to your subject property. So that's why I like to myself change the filters to get the best comps to my subject property. So how do you do that? So you scroll down and they have a selection here where it says map nearby homes for sale. Okay, so you click on map nearby homes for sale. And they give you a whole new listing of properties that's close to your subject property. So currently right now, our property sits about in this area right here. This is our property in this area right here. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to go to more filters. So our subject property currently today is 3-bedroom, 2 baths. So I want properties that's very similar to my subject property. So my property 4341 Fairview, I want properties that's very similar, 1 mile or less radius from the property. So the first thing I'm doing, changing my filters, I'm looking for a property that's got 3 bedrooms, and I don't want nothing that's more than 3 bedrooms, nothing that's less than 3 bedrooms. So let me change this to 3. So now baths I like to leave open. There are times where when you're in your area, depending on the location, you may not have a lot of property to choose from. So you might put 2 or 3 bathrooms, and you may limit your inventory by doing that. So we like to leave that open. Next, you have a little icon that say property type. So your property is a single family home. It's not a condo, townhouse, or multifamily. So you would like to choose house here. Then they have listing status. So for this video, we want to see properties that sold. And we like to see property that's sold within the last 6 months. So you change it from 3 months to 6 months. Okay. square feet. So we'll leave it from 1,000 square feet up to 1,750. The reason being, our subject property, the square footage on our property is 1,450. We like to stay as close as 500 square feet from the subject property, so we don't like to go too much less than 500 square feet. So we want to put in the range of 1,000 to 1,750 square feet, as closest to the property as possible. Now, we don't change anything else. We don't touch the year, but you do want to compare your property to frame or brick. So it's very important. If your property is a frame property, you want to compare it to frame property. If it's brick, you want to compare it to brick. So you hit apply filter. All right, great. And also, when you go here, the picture of the map, that's zoom out so you can get an idea of the property that's in your location. So you need to be very hands-on when you're choosing your comps. So these are the comps within the area near the property. And again, you want to stay within a 1 mile radius of the property. So the first comp that comes up is 4529 Fairview Avenue. This property is listed for $281,500. So the first thing you want to do is click on the property so you can get a better look of the property. So remember, when you're determining your ARV, you need to look at properties that's selling in move-in ready condition. So when you're selecting your comps, you want to choose property that's move-in ready condition, not vacant properties. Okay. So how do you determine that? By clicking on the property and taking a look at the property. So far, it's a frame property. You can tell by looking at the siding. Normally, when the siding on the property is normally a frame property. It's very rare that individuals put siding on brick. So this is very similar to our subject property. So you can see it's very nice, modern, hardwood floors, nice paint color. They did some staging. So they did a really good job with this property. So this would be a good comp, which stands for comparable, would be a good comp to use. So when you're pulling your comps, you want to have at least about 5 comps to choose from. Okay, you want to have about 5 comps so you can determine the average of those 5 comps would give you what is called your ARV, which stands for at the repair value. At the repair value is basically tell you when you buy your property, your investment property, and before you sell it, what would your property sell for? That's at the repair value. After you fix it up and you do all the work to it, this number to tell you what the property would sell for. So again, look at the pictures. Did a really good job, minus the cabinets. The cabinets, you can tell it's been painted over. It's not brand new cabinets, but the property still is in pretty good condition. So when you're looking at it, you can go through and you see this 3.2. They do not give the square feet on this property, square footage on the property. And then you can scroll down and you can see when the property was first listed. So here, they give you your property details. They tell you how many bedrooms, tell you the sizes of the bedroom, let you know if you have any baths. They also tell you the school information, which is very important to a lot of individuals in the area. So they tell you the districts, tell you the school districts. And also, this is what you look for as well, property history. So when was this property placed on the market? Okay, so I'm looking through here and I see October the 20th, 2017, the property was listed for $289,900. And then they have a contingent contract on it in 7 days. Then the property sold December the 11th. So it takes anywhere between 45 to 60 days for the buyer that's purchasing the property to close on the deal, minus any snacks they may have with the loan process. So again, this is how you look and analyze the actual comp that you're looking at. And let's go back. Now you have other property. So you want to choose, and again, that property that I show you, that property sold. Now, let's look at another property. So we have another property, 4400, which went for $285,000. And unfortunately, this property have no picture, so it's very difficult to determine if it's a move-in ready type property. I would guess it is based on the price, but this property is 1,092 square feet. So I want to go back and find a property that has some pictures so we can get a really good idea what the property looked like and the condition of the property. Alright, so we have another property here. 4610 Douglas. Alright, so it's not as nice as the first property we was looking at, but it's a move-in ready property. Okay, and this property is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and 1,500 square feet. And as we scroll down to look at the property information, we want to see what the property was listed for and what it sold for. So the property was placed on the market. Let's see. Okay, so it was placed on the market around October the 3rd, 2017 for $389. Had a price change at $379. Then they got a contract on October the 23rd. And they sold the property for $369. Okay. So that could possibly be one of your comparables, one of your comps. Now again, I'm trying to stay away from the brick properties. Now I'm gonna click on another property, give you an example of a property you do not want to use as a comp. So this property here is going for $256. This is a property in Downs Grove as well, about 1,100 square feet. Now this property you can see have really old carpet, very old cabinets, any major work. So it need a major overhaul. New windows, look at the windows, wood windows. The bathroom need to be updated. So this is a comp that I will not use, because when you're choosing to determine your ARV, you want to get a property that's ready to sell, move-in. Although that could be a move-in ready property, but we don't want to use that comp if we have other properties available that we can use. So we look at another property as another example. Now this property is a little different because it got a brick at the bottom, so we wanted something that's a little bit more closer to our subject property. Okay, so we don't have a lot of pictures on this one as well. Let's see if we can find another property that's very close to our subject property. Now this was sold on the same street as ours, 4551 Fairview. This was sold for $210. And again, this property needs some work as well, so we wouldn't use this comp. So the whole idea is to find about 5 comps that you can use, and you can use those comps to get the average of those comps in your area, and that will determine your ARV, what your property will sell for. So let's go to our worksheet so we can determine the ARV. So in our instant deal analyzer, this is for individuals that's looking to purchase property, and they want to get an idea of what's the purchase price, what they should be for their max offers on the purchase price of their investment property. So before you determine what your all-in cost is, you need to determine what you can sell the property for. So you got to determine your exit strategy first. The first thing we like to do is determine your ARV. So this just a few examples. So let's go to our sold comparables. So these are just a few examples of some properties that's in our area. So PVT stand for private listing. So these are properties that's not on MLS. And these are the comparables that we're going with, okay? So we got the first property, 4341 Fairview, sold for $300,000. And again, these are sold. 3902 Pearl, sold for $279. 3234 Thomas, sold for $288. And then 4325 Harvey, sold for $275. And what you're doing is you're getting the total cost of the five. Remember I said we did 5 comps, which come out to 1.4 million. And then you're getting the average of those 5 comps, which come out to $288,400. So that let me know that once I buy my property, that the most I will be able to get from my property is about $288,400, which is my after repair cost. And then if you want to go by square feet, that means that the average square feet per square feet is $206. So $206 per square feet is what you will be paying for your property. And let's go back up here. So when you put that in, it populates, say your ARV for your property that you're looking to buy, your investment property is $288,400. So you got your ARV price was $288,400. So when you're working your numbers, you're actually working backwards. You determine your ARV, then from there you break it all the way down minus your repairs to determine what your max offer is going to be on your potential property. So if my ARV is $288,400, then you multiply that 0.70%. So you may be saying, what is the 30% in between? You have to account for your carrying costs. You have to account for closing your property. So these are costs that's dealing with a rehabber. So when you get your 70%, you're subtracting that out. So you're taking $288,400 times 70%, which give you $201,880. Okay, now you're subtracting your rehab. So for example, if your rehab is $50,000, so you're subtracting your $201,000 from your $50,000, you're left with the buy-in price of $151,880. So if I was looking at a property, the max I can pay for the property is $151 based on my ARV minus my carrying costs minus my rehab costs. Now, normally, depending on your market, depending on your area, the max that you might normally make as an estimate profit is normally around 20%. Some deals is more around 15%. So the max on that deal, you would probably be around $57,680 as profit, but more like 15 depending on those of you that have experience in real estate and those of you that's new. There are times when you have things that come up, unforeseen things that will bring your profit down. So that is the first part of understanding your max offer and your ARV. Now also, you can go a step further and you want to know what is the active comps. What is actively on the market? So what is your competition? So you just put in, and this is all the stuff that you'll be typing in. So you have access to the spreadsheet, you type this information yourself, and it populates this information for you. And then when you do that, it tell you the average square feet of what individuals are paying for your a property that's currently on the market. And the market currently changes quarterly. So when you're getting started in the business, you want to use this as a guide to determine your ARV and analyzing your deals. So I want to just thank you guys for joining, and I look forward to sharing with you guys more information